All right, good evening, everyone. We're going to carry on with mission 8 of my 25 mission campaign of Operation Barbarossa with the 14 reconnaissance company of, or sorry, 15 reconnaissance company of the Viking Division SS. Mission 8, the Fortress. It's going to be a tough one. I basically got 12 turns because there's 59 suspect counters on the map. And the number of turns is that divided by 5 rounded up. So 12 turns. 12 turns, potentially. At that time, I roll a single dice on every player turn, and the 3 or less, the game's over. So it could conceivably go on for a while, but 50-50 chance of it ending on turn 12. 12 turns to make a lot of ground through built-up areas. It's going to be difficult. On the right side of the screen, you can see the solitaire scenario 8 card with all the parameters set up. So I've already pre-rolled this. Friendly RE is a 3-4, which is not great, but at least I have a chance of getting some enemy REs a little bit higher. AC is a 3, which is really going to be difficult because if you look at the AC cumulative die roll right beside that RE track, you can see the different parameters that could get added to it. So those stone buildings you're looking at on a first level, at least a 3 or less, 50% chance of activation on most buildings. It gets easier when you get to the ground level in the wood, but there's a lot of stone buildings that the suspects are set up in. Plus, they have a lot of height elevation too, a lot of second levels. So line of sights is something I'm definitely gonna have to bear in mind. On my side, you can look at my order of battle laid out. The normal company order of battle, plus I've got this platoon of A38s with the flamethrower and 3 DCs to make entrance into the VPO. The fortress building, which is center of the bottom map. A concrete building, of course, so it's gonna, and it's fortified. So I'm gonna have to really hammer away in there. And if you notice closely, there's a lot of open ground everywhere approaching it. So I'm gonna have to do a good job of shooting it up before I even get close to it, because otherwise I'm just gonna get laid to waste when I step into those open areas. Yeah, all around it's going to be very expensive. Might be a very bloody mission, and but we're going to see how it goes. My main plan of attack is essentially attack up the south side of the map boards. The north is towards the 8 card. Taking those wooden buildings, working my way through the stone buildings. Eventually I want to get to Z2, this stone building right here with this cluster of troops. If I can clear that, I want to set up a machine gun nest up on the 2nd level, this group of guys right here. And then I'll be able to bring some good effective fire onto the fortress and help cover my approach as as my engineers work their way forward along my other squads. This here is going to be a bit of a concern. Strong 2-story building, 2.5-story building with troops in it. Luckily, the second levels are facing towards the west, so my plan is to try and avoid this area as much as possible and not activate any units, which means I'm effectively going to have to deal with these guys here and possibly this one here as well. Everything else should be blocked, like all these guys down here on the right side, except for the VPO. Obviously that'll be my target, but my plan is that if I can do this correctly, using the engineer smoke placement, if I remember to do that, is make a good solid approach to the place, and then we'll see how it goes. 12 turns, again, it should be really interesting. So to aid that, I've got basically one half squad that was left over from the previous battle. I'm going to use him as a scout, and that's why he's the only one unconcealed, and he's basically going to come way forward and start activating units so that my remaining forces that follow on will have less of a chance of firing on area fire. So it's an important thing not to do. I mean, if I can get away without having my firepower, it makes my guys a lot stronger. All right, so let's get into this. As a start off board, it's not going to be any prep fire, so we're going to go right into the German movement phase. And as always, I like to roll command rolls to see if they can make it in. So this A1 is going to roll for basically this guy and this guy. If you can see here, I've made a bunch of preemptive rolls just to try out the dice, make sure the randomness is working. And you can see I'm looking at a 3-5-5 and a 3-5 for my first and second dice, averaging 7, which is not too bad. Same with my single dice, I'm doing pretty good. So I think the averages are in place. So stats should be on my side. I'm not quite trustworthy of the randomness of the electronic dice, but from what I understand, they're okay. So we're going to use that. All right, so command die roll for that 8-1. So he's in command. Which means this squad can now move. He's not going to use CX, although he could and enter this building. Maybe I'll do that. Because if this one turns out to be nothing, he'll be inside the building. And then he can activate these two as well, which is his mission. Yeah, he'll go CX. And so 1, 2, 3, 4. And right away, this one rolls for activation. It's a 6, which is nothing, so great for me. Great start. This guy, however, will be firing at a +1 modifier, which if you look at our friendly little aid memoir over here, the activation check, he needs to be within 4 hexes to get a +1. It's KC. So he has potential activation, which is a 3, which is an activation because he's in a stone building. Actually, wait a minute, that might not work. He's in a stone building, however, there's a +2 for being on a city map board, so that makes it a 4, so actually this one does not get activated. Oh, very good. All right, and this guy here? Actually, we'll roll this guy first. He probably should have been first because he's on a first level, so he can see. So let's do him first, or second, and he's nothing as well. So right away, this is looking a lot easier in my approach. I just got to deal with these guys right here. And of course, you know, this strong point right there. So you're on a 4 and you're not going to be anything either. Stone building +2 as well. So total +1, which means you're a 5, so you're good to go. And then we said he was CXing, so they'll move there. I'm going to have him advance up to the first level and he'll activate this unit right here. If nothing else activates it first. Okay, so that went rather well. My mortar crews with the dismantled mortars are just going to move into the open. They're going to hang out. They're not really going to be effective. 50 millimeters against stone buildings isn't really effective. It might be good for dealing with this wooden structure here, or if there's any troops that move into woods and such. But until that point, there's really not going to be much use for them to in this mission. Okay. All right, so let's roll, let's remove these guys here. So they're going to go 1, or I should say 2. These are all blocked to him because they're 1.5 level buildings. He's only at the level of the roof, which means he can't see. So it's really this guy here that's the question. And can he see that? I'm going to go with he can see that. So I'm just going to move into here. Oh, I might, so they would lose concealment because of this guy here. Not an activation, but they would lose concealment because it did a non-assault move in the eyes of an enemy unit, even though it's not known. All right, can this guy see? No, he cannot because the stone building. Good. So let's go 2, 4, 6. He'll advance into here, take a position. You'll be able to deal with these guys. What is that, a 1.5? It's only 1.5. But you can have covered approach. You can dash into DD6. I mean, you're going to activate these ones anyways, but they'll probably be activated by then. So we'll continue to move. So my ATR guys are just going to move into here. they'll lose concealment for being visible by this guy, and he rolls for activation, which is a 2. Stone building is a -1 and brings it down to 1. +2 for being on a city is a 3, so he is activated. And there's going to be a +2 on this activation roll to see what happens. So a 9 is an 11. An 11 is 2 squads. So we have 2 squads right away. So let me consult the mission MSR for the campaign. -1 die roll on the R2 table, so that's not good. So there's gonna be a -1 on this die roll. Actually, I'll cancel out the +1 for the Russian card. All right, 2 squads, 1, 2. So there's a +1, or sorry, there's a +2 for the year, a -1 for the MSR, brings it down to a +1, so that's a 6 and a 7. 2 4-4-7s. Which is really not a good start. And because they activated, they'll be able to fire automatically. So it's going to be 8 firepower, 1, 2, 3, 4, with a +1. Not a great start. That is a Axis sniper, however. No, it's not. I gotta change those. Sorry, forgot to change that. So the Axis SAN is a 2, while the Allies only have a 4. So that's really not that bad. ELRs are the same. I should probably change those. 5 for the Germans, and we're at a 3 for the Russians, I believe. Let me confirm. ELR is a 3. Yep. Okay, so we have 2 4-4-7s, and they've just rolled a 3 +1 4 on the A table, which is a 2 check. I'm going to use the IFT instead of the IIFT. Start playing with that, see if that makes a difference in the overall stats. Yeah, we'll just go with that. 2MC. 1, 2, 3. Two of them are broken. That's not the one I wanted. One, two. And of course, there's still one guy up, so this guy can roll for activation as well now. A 5, which is really good. So that's -1 for being at first level, -1 for being a stone is a 3, but it's +2 city board, so back up to a 5. So again, this one is no good. One less thing to worry about. That has really opened up the southern flank. Approaches into here, so to help to deal with this, and then to jump across the street to here to help deal with this. And most of this is going to be ineffective just because you can't see, although this will be a bit of a problem. It is a wooden building though, so. As a matter of fact, I could move this guy out into the street in his advance phase, and that would roll for activation for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, it wouldn't roll for activation because it's an advanced move, so never mind. All right, so yeah. Okay, so he fired first, which means these guys are just going to. How am I going to move? I could just charge in. That'll be 4 firepower with a +1 if I move to here. But I have a flamethrower in range to flame them, although this would activate as well. I think I'll save the engineers for last. I don't want to lose them too soon. Let's move you. Okay, so I need to do a command die roll for the 9-2. It'll affect these guys and these guys. Yes, he is in command. 2, 4. This guy roll for activation. I believe those guys can see. Yes, they can, so they'll have a chance to subsequent fire. It's an expensive gamble to waste those guys, but we'll see how this pans out. So it's 4 fire table with no modifier. 4 on the 4. I think it's a 1 check. Yeah. So I need 3 7s. 1, 2, 3. You are a 5 on the 6, so you just barely made it, so you're just broken. Not too bad. Not too bad. That worked. Now I can move up my pioneers to here, and they won't be... oh, I have to roll for activation for this guy here. 5, so again, that'll be nothing. That is really good. And E 1, 2, 3, 4, too far away. You have to be within 4 to get 3 hexes for a +1. 4 hexes for a +0. So 5 is 1 hex too far away, so that doesn't get a chance for a roll for activation, which is probably good. Not too bad. So at any rate, we'll unconceal. We'll bring these pioneers up 1, bypass 2, 3, 4. Oh, I forgot to roll for command die roll. Be funny if they were unable to move. Okay, they are. And that leaves you fellows right here. So you also have a leader. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm tempted to go right here, because the squads cannot fire again until I'm adjacent, I believe. Let me confirm that before I do something stupid. Yeah, they have to be adjacent, so they could move into the streets and advance into the stone building. They lose concealment, but I think a flamethrower is going to put pay to those Russians and send them fleeing to the west. At least that's my hope. The real question is by doing that, I've just long-range activation on that building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. I just realized that this building right here, the first floor has got a clean line of sight to this open hex right here. So this, but that's only a long-range activation, not a normal activation. So this is a snake eyes. Whew. That would have been very expensive, very expensive lesson. That would have been a heavy machine gun with a squad, would have just covered off that whole street. More like it'd be a 4.58 on top of that, so. All right, that leaves us with the 9-2 left to move on to the board. I'm going to lose concealment. I'm going to move to building Z8. I have to worry about this guy activating. We should be at a +1 to activation, and you as well, probably. No, you're 4 hexes away, so it has to be 0. That way they can advance into the stone building to bring fire onto here, which is their plan. So I'm just going to risk this activation here. I think there's only the 1 there. Yeah, just the 1. So let's go 2, 4, 6. Roll for activation here. It's a 1. That's an activation. 6 plus 2 is an 8, which is a squad, a single squad, with a total of +1 is a 9, which I think is a 527. Yep, it's a 527. So on the 2 table with a +1. What is with these low rolls? Oh, 5 on the 2 is a NMC. Every fire attack has been low right now. NMC, so the leader. Okay, he's good. So this will be a 10 for the heavy crew, a 10 for the medium crew, and a 10 for the other squad. So they're all good. Could have been an expensive lesson. All right, defensive fire phase, since everybody's on board. Russians have all fired. Nobody else is able to fire, so that'll be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So advancing fire. Let's go with a flamethrower on the 12 table. 8 on the 12. Just confirming that flamethrowers are actually don't have building terrain effect modifiers, which I believe they don't, but I haven't played in a while, so I'm fuzzy on that one. Flamethrowers. Yeah, so no terrain effect. So that was an 8 on the 12. So that is a 1 check for those 2 squads. Hopefully this will do the business on them. 1, 2. Yep, both break, and you are ELR'd. And then we have 5, 10, 15 firepower, +2 from the assaulting engineers. 9 on the 12th table, I guess. This is another normal morale check. 1, 2. So both are casualty reduced. That's good. I don't think I'll fire these guys. I'm gonna risk sniper. Be on the 6th table with a +2. I don't think I'll do that, nor are these guys. Well, these guys are gonna fire on here. I think that makes sense to do. So on the 6th table with a +1 onto the 1st floor. Sniper. Ugh. All right, zero lands, 3 for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means it's gonna land on here. Ugh. Top down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew. So the one that did not have a weapon is the only one that's affected. That's good. Any rate, so that was a 4 + 1, 5 on the 6 table for the fire attack. Is a 1 check. He's good. Now the question remains is, do I... well, I guess I can sacrifice the engineer leader. That would probably make sense. I'll advance him back here. Engineers will jump forward. The 8-1 here from the engineers will be the rallying officer for the troops. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so that's good. Any other advancing fire I want to do? I don't believe so. Everybody else is going to hold fire. Road phase. There's a question when routing, can you overstack? I think you can. Yeah, so they can he can do that. Okay. All right. So he's moved back there. So then we're going to go to advance. The Russians got to move. So let's run them back to where 2, 3, 4, 5. I could put them in the stone building, which I think it'll be a smart move. We'll put them on the ground floor of the 2, 3, 4. Yeah, put them right down here, the ground floor. Okay, so then we go to advance phase. They're going to advance into there. You guys are going to, pioneers are going to advance onto the road. You're going to go into the building. You two guys are going to go where? We're here. Everybody else is just going to advance forward. Sorry. Except for the 2 broken dudes. Yeah, come up this way. All right, my friend, you're going to go for a walk in the streets. Everybody else will just advance 1. And I believe that is it. Everybody's moved. And we go to no close combat, and we're into the Russian rally phase. Not too bad progress overall for our first turn. I was able to clear off, was it 1, 2, 3, for, what, 5 suspect counters? Not too bad. Activating only a couple squads, 3 squads. It's not too bad. Alright, so rally phase, so wind change die roll. A 5, which is an enemy RE, which is, again, not great. So it's a 6/6, but there's a modifier to the table, and it is a -1 to the colored, so it's actually going to be 56 on the table. "56, enemy dispatch rider." For some reason, there's a dispatch rider. Okay, so there's going to be a dispatch rider on a motorcycle coming through. Entrance location is as per RE16, which is enemy board edge as continuous path of hexes. Okay, this is a weird one. So there's 4 potential roads that they can come in. I'm assuming they're going to start somewhere on the left and try and go to the right. Actually, there's no way they can come across except this road right here. So maybe I'll randomly choose a road on this side, and they'll exit off the south. Enemy board edge. Okay, so my bad. So the motorcycle is going to be coming in from the south, or sorry, the eastern board. So this one right here, and it's going to exit on one of these roads over here. Probably this one. I think is the shortest. Well, randomly. Let's roll randomly. So I've got 1, 2. Let's put the guy down first. What is he? A 7-0? 8-0. So we have a Russian 8-0 on a motorcycle. Can never remember where they are. Wait. All right, so you're entering from off board, and your target is going to be, let's go 1, 2, 3, no, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is not an exit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To see where it exits, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is your target right here. So let's put a VPO where that is. And that's where he's going to be heading. So he's going to be moving less than, I believe it's 14 movement points per movement phase until he's spotted by a friendly unit. which doesn't look like it's going to happen because he's going to be coming along here. Maybe there. And that'll be moving 14 from there to exit there. At any rate, the purpose of the dispatch rider is if I can capture him, then he'll have papers on him, which will give me some victory points. But for this purpose of this game, it doesn't matter because the only thing that matters is scoring the fortress. I have to mull that over, so I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in a bit, and you guys won't even notice this on YouTube. Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm just debating because no victory points don't count. For this, as I said, it's a win-lose scenario. Either the Germans capture the fortress completely or they don't, in which case they lose. So victory points don't matter. So I'm thinking just for ease of my sanity, I think I'm just going to delete this and assume it doesn't matter. Even if I capture it, it wouldn't count. So I'm just going to get rid of that. One less thing to worry about from my perspective of having to run both sides of the mission. All right, so we have a rally phase, so let's do that. Russians can rally twice, so we have a snake eyes and a snake eyes. So the broken 447 and the other squad, so they're not. Oh, I forgot to move him. He was going to stay back and deal with that. All right, so we got two crews. Let's do those first. So that's 8, 4 or less times 2. 1, 2. And now we have you. So that would be 10, 11 minus 4 would be 7 or less times 2. 1, 2. So one of them is back in action. You have to let that increase morale from a broken 468s. All right. Let's set for rally phase. So let's go to Russian prep fire phase, of which there's only the one. These guys right here, can they fire? Yes, they can. So it's going to be on the 2 table plus 3 towards this machine gun nest. And no joy. Alright, Russian movement phase, none to be had, and we go into defensive fire phase. So first things first, this 20 firepower is going to fire on, I think the 527 would be the play, or I can ignore him. Problem is he can see right across here. Well, he can only fire up to here, hex row AA, which means these guys will be able to travel unmolested and deal with him, and I can just ignore him and leave him alone. These guys, however, maybe when they run out of target, I can bring fire to bear on him. I think that's what I'll do. So let's fire at the second level of the building, or I could spray fire. That would be on the A table with a +1 for the first and second floors. So I think I'll do that. So on the A table +1, first and second floor. That's bang on. Well done. Good shooting guns. So we go over the 4 on the 8 is a 2 check. So that's 2 activation rolls. On the top floor is a 5. So that would be -2 for being on the second level, -3 for being in a stone building with a +2 would make it a -1 is a 4 is nothing. So we rolled a 4 or less, that would have been activated. For you need a -1 for first level, -1 for stone building. Oh wait, -1 for adjacent units. -1 for the second floor would be -4 with a +2. We're bringing it down to 3. That would be an activation. All right, so that's an activation. 7 + 2 is a 9, which is a squad. So single squad. Oh, there's also a modifier for the mission special rules for Fortress, where if, or it's for the campaign special rules, where if you roll any evens on the table A1, the one I just rolled on, then you've potentially activated a fortification in addition to your normal activation temps. Any rate, so there's a Russian squad on the second level, and it is going to be a 628. +1 would make it a 5, would be a 628. Yep. Huh. Well, he's getting a 2 check. And then on the second floor, so this is a -1 for first level, -1 for stone, -1 for activated troop within the same building, 2 hexes. So that's a -3, the total -1, so 4 or less. And he's activated, and it's a 6, thankfully. Is that a stairwell? No. Looks like the 2 stairwells are on the AA hex row. All right, so 2 morale check for you. Is good, and it's an allied sniper, so it's not applicable. Now I get a fire again because I have rate of fire. So we have 12 firepower +1 on the 628. 10 on the 12 is probably going to be nothing, maybe a PTC. Yeah, PTC. And it's pinned. So it's not moving anywhere at least. It can return fire, but that's about all it could do. Although it could fire out these guys in the open. No, it couldn't because this building would block line of sight. Right. So you've used up your rate of fire, you're good. Can't see. No target. You could fire on these guys. So let's roll for command. Nope. So 2 8s. 1, 2. Only one can fire. So 7 firepower. Halved is 3.5. So on the 2 table +2. What does that look like? A 4 would be a PTC. So I don't think I'll risk that. That's unfortunate. And that's the only other thing that I can fire on my defensive fire phase. Advanced fire phase, so now the 6 to 8 can return fire, so it's going to be half twice, so 3.5 on the one table plus 3, so it's probably not even worth it. Yeah. Route phase, I have none to, no routes on either side. Advanced phase, you're on the first level, so you can't go, but you can go down to this ground level. And then on your next move, you can advance into X6. I think that'll work. All right. No close combat, and we're into turn 2. 2 turns, and have barely entered the board. All right, wind change die roll. 8, no RE, and no wind change. We have rallies to do. So again, we have 2 self rallies. So 2 8s. 1, 2. Whoa. And an 11 or less for this guy here. Okay, so this guy can self-rally on the German turn. So he will won't do anything. So that's it for the rally phase. We go to German prep fire phase, and again we'll do 20 firepower onto the second level to get the 6 to 8 hopefully broken. 20 plus 1. No rate of fire, and 7 on the 20 is a 2 check. And again, they roll another 4, so they're good. I have to root him over the flamethrower, maybe. Now it could fire 8 firepower plus 2 up to there. So I think they can see. Or would be better to move. I mean, I have to get these guys done. 8 plus 1, 8 plus 2. 7 or less to get a PTC. I think I'll do that. So they're going to prep fire. See if they can see. Yes, they can. All right, so 8 plus 2. No, nothing. Should have moved. Should have moved. All right, you're definitely going to move. Oh, I didn't even roll command on the 9-2, so he's in command. Everybody within 2 of him can move. You have to roll your own. So you're in command. To move or fire? I think they're going to fire. That would be on the 6th table. At the first level. Ground level. I'll fire 6 firepower plus 1 at the ground level. There we go, now we're cooking. 4 on the 6 is a 2 check. And no rate of fire on the LMGs. So activation roll. A 3 plus 1 for adjacent to 2 hex range of activated unit. Plus 2 for city board is a plus 1, which means that is nothing. Very good. And I believe everybody else is going to move. Yep, we're going to go to German movement phase. So first things first, my Iron Cross Volunteer in 248 is going to dash across FF5 into the stone building with a view to activating these three counters. So dash, so he'll be taking a shot in there. So top floor is a 5. Now that's a wooden building, which means that's going to be nothing. +2 for second level. -2 for second level. +2 for city board. That's going to be nothing. That worked out pretty good. All right, ground floor. A 3 with a +2 is going to be nothing. And you, assuming you can see, which you can, you need a 1. No? Yeah, 2 or more, you'll fail. Okay. Brave, 2 for 8. 3 move. Okay, so he's in there, and he just cleared off that big wooden building. Now, alternatively, I could come along to this side and set my fire base up on the second floor here, which gives him good access to 1, 2, 3 hexes. As a backup plan, assuming, well, we'll see how this one goes, but this might not be a bad option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're going to be long range for the squads. But I could move you 2 LMGs and 3 squads up onto the second level and serve as a fire base there as well. But you have to clear this still. Again, ahead of myself. What am I going to do? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this would be blind hex to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. So hex. Blind hex. Minus a hex. That would not be a blind hex. So you actually have a chance of activating as well. And a 4. So that's +2 for city building, -4 for stone, adjacent troops, and second level. So you're going to be activated. Oof. 4 is squad leader, fortification, support weapon. So they already get a fortification, don't have to do that special rule. So let's see what's there. Squad leader, fortification. Squad leader, fortification, support weapon. So 8 + 1, it would be a 527. Looks like you're going to be fortified. That's going to suck. Because that whole building level or location now is going to be fortified. And the leader was an 8 + 1 is a 9. Is no leader. Fortification, yes. So your fortified building location. And support weapon is a 6, which I believe is nothing. Yes, correct. No support weapon. So, and you can fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too far away to fire, so you'll stay concealed. Which basically means I can run these guys like I originally planned. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. So they're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into this building. So you'll have a chance of activation. What do you, stone? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you'll have a chance of activation. And a 5. So again, that's going to be nothing. I was really afraid when I saw 3 AC. But then I forgot about the +2 for being on a city map board. So that's making it a lot easier to to avoid those hairy situations, because that could have been really bad. All right, other movements. And again, I forgot to do the command die roll. Oh. 1, 2, 3. So everybody can move except for my fearless leader. Damn it, damn it, damn it. So they're going to CX. While my panicked 8-1 sits back and thinks about his actions. Man, all they need to roll is a 9 or less, and I would have been in command. All right, so my mortar crews, I got 3 8s to make. 1, 2, 3. So they can all move. 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since I have nobody to worry about shooting them, I'll just move down the road. You have to make your own roll. So that's an 8 or less. Nope, you're panicked as well. And what about you? You're good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now it comes down to you. So you're going to assault move into the stone. You're going to roll for activation. A 2. So you're going to activate. +2 -2 would cancel out. So that would be a activation. 6 +2 is an 8, which is a squad. 4, 5, 8. Good on some respects, this game so far, but activating a 4, 5, 8 adjacent to my engineer squad is not what I want to see. Okay, so that's can be 8 firepower with a +3, +2 versus the flamethrower guy. And we're back to winning ways. So that would be a 5 for the flamethrower. On the 8 is a 2 check and a 1 check for the rest of the guys. So the flamethrower guy pinned. And the other ones with a 1 check. I need 7s. 1, 2. So 2 pinned and 1 unaffected. So that'll be 12 firepower from the flamethrower. I'm going on to that one anyways. Dicey, dicey, dicey. And then you guys, you can move as well. So you can't fire on here. I was thinking of dashing, but that's not going to work. I could move to here, but then I have to worry about you firing. 2.5 with a minus, or 2 table with a -2. The way I've been rolling, that would probably be suicide. That would just be rushing it needlessly. So they're just going to assault move into the street. And that is in order to avoid this guy rolling for activation. With a -1, he won't be activated. Okay. So that's it for German movement phase. Now we go to defensive fire phase. So the 628 can fire on the 2 table +3. That probably would have been this roll here if I would have made that move. And the 527 is going to fire on the 2 table +3 there. So both of their fire is ineffective. You could fire on here at the 2 table. Actually, you probably would have fired when they moved, which meant you would be firing at on the 2 table with a +2, or on the 2 table +3 now. Either way, you'll fire. No effect. All right, so we go to advancing fire. Let's get some flamethrower action on the go. 12 firepower, no modifier. 7 on the 12. Should be a 2. 1 check. Missed it by 1. 1 check on the 458, which is enough to break him. And then we have 510, 510. Halved will be 5 plus 5 is 10. No, plus 10 on the 15 table. So on the 12 table, +2 for the squads. Nothing. I think I'm gonna have you fire up on the second level. That would be 12, 18 firepower, halved would be 9. So on the 8 table, +4. Nothing. Oh, +5 because they're CX. All right, and that'll be it for advancing fire route phase. Where are you guys gonna go? 2 down for 3, 4, 5, 6 into here. That would be viable because these guys are not known right now, so I can go 2. They become now known and go down for 3, 4, 5, 6 into here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And the Germans don't have any route to do. So let's go to advance phase. You guys are going to move where? You're going to move here. No, you're pinned, you can't. You're going to move here, which is going to cause activation check for here because it'll be a +2 modifier. So you can be activated on a 4. So that would be -1, -2. With a +2 would not be anything, so you're gone. You'll advance there, you'll advance into there. You're going to advance over to here. You're going to advance to here. Half squad will come to here, or should I use them to bust? No, well, you'll stay here. Or you move on to the road. What's your plan? Let's stay in there for now. Mortars will come down the road. ATR move into the building. Panicked. I cannot believe you panicked. Unreal. Unreal. All right, and then we're going to go to No close combat, and we're into the Russian rally phase. Going good so far. So let's the 628's proving troublesome, but at least I broke that 458, which is really good. That sucks that he pinned my engineers, but I guess I can't have it all my way. We're gonna secure this. So you have a covered approach to here. You'll not be able to gain concealment. So you're gonna become troublesome. You advance in, you go up to the first level, and then you can shoot. Good crossfire. I wonder if I should have fired on you guys, because you're going to have 2 rally attempts next turn. Kept in desperation rather than wasting a shot on the 527. Anywho, let's go with the wind change die roll. 7, so no RE and no wind change. Broken dudes. So the Russians get 2 self rallies, so 6 and a 4. 6 and a 4. Nothing. Good. One crew here. I need a 8 or less. No. Okay. Will you spend the rest of the game broken then, buddy? All right, so let's go to Russian prep fire phase. You first. You have 1 target, so do you panic? No, you can't fire, so you're on the 2 table plus 3. So nothing worth doing. Are you panicked? No. So you can fire. Who are you going to fire on? A 6 on the table is... at least terrain within long range of fire's inherent closest. All right, so you're going to fire 2 table plus 3. Or you could fire on the 6 table plus 2. I'll override that rule and I'll fire on the 6 plus 2. Either way, it doesn't matter. Smoke, advance. 3x smoke exponent. That's good. Nobody on the ground, so who could see? If I go here, nobody. Maybe you. Not you. Nobody here. Okay. Well, I know what I'm doing for my German movement phase, but that's again getting ahead of it. We have you here. What are you doing? You're going to fire. Who are you going to fire at? I guess you're going to fire troops in open. So on the 2 table, no modifier. 7 on the 2, I believe, is nothing. Yep, missed it by 1. And that is it for Russian prep fire, which means they have no movement because everybody's moved and fired. Get rid of that. And we go to German defensive fire phase. So that's 9-2 is going to fire on you. And he's not panicked, so too bad I wasted that snake eyes. On the 20 table plus 1. Yeah. Heavy and medium. So the medium is broken. Snake eyes and followed by boxcars. That is the story of my life. 8 firepower. Plus 3 onto the broken units. 8 on the 8s and NMC. So 6. Good. 4. Good. And an 8. Good. And your despot again. Other fires I have, I could do that. No, I can't. I could do you. 4 firepower plus 3, not looking good, so I won't. No, wait, that's 8 firepower. Let me roll for command die roll for you. Yes, you are in command. Good to know. So I'm going to fire 8 firepower plus 3 onto this location here. Nothing. Nobody else can shoot. You could return fire, which I think you will do, but you don't have a leader, so I have to roll independently. So 3 8s. 1, 2, 3. So they all can fire. So we're looking at 18 firepower plus 4 up on the second floor. 9 on the 18 potential. So the 16. 9 on the 16 is a 1 check. Broke. Nice. No rate of fire on the LMGs, however, but that's fine. And Russian advancing, fire phase, non-route phase. So you guys are going to, where are you going to go? I think you guys are going to run back to here to the ground level. Get out of line of fire. You are in a fortified location. I think you're good there. Actually, you guys are going to go to this ground level because it's a fortified as well. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we go Russian advance phase. You're doing good there, so you'll stay. You're going to advance into here. Let's get rid of the prep fire. Move into there, so you're no longer long range. I think that's it. Yeah, you're going to stay where you are. 628 is going to stay where it is. Oh yeah, that's it. Close combat. And then we go to the German rally phase. Oops. Almost made that mistake again. All right, that's going to be a break. So it's going to be part 1 you're going to see on YouTube. There'll be subsequent parts to follow in a couple days. Let me know what you think so far, please, in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear what you guys would do. It's going, I think, rather well. We're in turn 3 already, and making some good headway with minimal losses. A couple of panics have stopped me from doing the full-out moves, but what has moved is done a good job, I think. And a lot of disappearing suspect counters, which I love to see. So I really got to get down this structure here in a 3, 2-level stone building. If I can just eliminate those defenders and occupy it, I'll be much better off for the push into the fortress on the second board. Anyway, guys, like I said, let me know what you think on YouTube. I'd like to hear any comments down below. Give me a thumbs up if you think I earned it. And follow along for more in this this mission there, guys. See you next video.